Good YouTube, Cardfight, can't hear Aqua Life Baby. You already know how it is. So for this video, guys, I know there's some stuff in the background. This AI thing is weird, trying to kill the background. Anyways, want to just do a quick video, guys, just talking about like a lot of the Overdress news. Don't worry about all my tabs, just leave them alone. But just wanted to go over like the overdress news and whatnot. I know everybody else has put out their overdress videos and whatnot, so I put out an initial one, like my initial reaction, but kind of now that everything's calmed down and we've had time to absorb the information, I just kind of want to give a quick overview of it. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I just wanted to just record it here while I'm just finishing up certain things at work, whatnot. So as far as the overdress animation goes, it's by Clamp. I'm pretty happy about that. Code Geass is one of my favorite animes. You know, especially the theme song. So yeah, I really like it. It's pretty cool. I can't wait for them to really produce it. And I do like you know, our new director Satoshi Mori. You know, I think that he's a he's a very credible source. He's active on social media, and he seems to be somebody who takes his job seriously. And I feel like he's done more for the game in the 3 or 4 weeks or however short time he's been with the company, then you know we've had, you know, in a long time we've had actual progress, and it looks like a commitment to excellence. So you know, again, I'm happy for that. I'm looking forward to the anime starting. The anime looks, hopefully it's going to be really good. Obviously, you know, we had the change to the nations and whatnot. You know, obviously Aquaforce. You know, we're no longer, we're no longer the Aquaforce clan or anything like that. So it's still going to be Aqua Life all day, every day. But you know, we're still no longer Aquaforce, and we've kind of combined us and Grand Blue with the Stoichia with Zoo to make Stoichia. We got Brent Gate, Dark Stage, Dragon Empire, and Keter Sanctuary. To be perfectly honest with you, again, keeping it short, to be honest with you, I like the move to nation based support instead of clan based support. Really, what I like about it, you know, mostly is just the fact that now we have an opportunity to be able to actually support everybody, since they said we're going to be getting support every set for each nation. And it's going to, you know, it's probably going to open up deck building options, being able to mix and match different play styles within a deck to really change up your strategies. If you want a little Grand Blue in like a Mega Colony strategy or something like that, you can add it in. And it's really, and honestly, you know, with this nation based support, it's really going to be about the units that you play with, about how they work well with each other, different combinations you find, and really is going to put you know, an onus on the boss monster skill, where they're going to start coming out with these, you know, with boss cards for these nations. And you know, now you can really start building around these boss cards, and then adding in, taking out certain things that would help your overall strategy as you get to execute going towards them. And I just think that that is just so much better than trying to support 24 clans and you having to wait like 6 months to a year or however it is in order for your clan to get support again. Then you're behind on everything, or you're at the forefront of a new era. You know, we're all going to get support at the same time. This might open up the ability for Bushiroad to introduce side decking in a tournament format. Now that it's nation based support, you know, we might be able to have generic enough support where we can introduce side decking, to where we can you know, side deck certain cards for certain matchups and things like that. So I really like the possibilities of it, and I'm going to do another video kind of going more in depth to these you know, to each nation. But I really like what they're doing with the nation support, and I'm fully in support of that. I know that, like I said, we're going to the Dragon Empire, the name. I don't really care about the rarity of cards, whatever it is. This ride deck, though, is interesting. So the rarity cards is whatever, you know, rarity is rarity. My common card, if my common card does the same thing as your shiny card, then, you know, it's up to, can you beat me or not? That's where it comes down to, plain and simple. The ride deck, though, I do like the ride deck. Um where this ride deck really you know, gets me is that the fact that they take out the ability for you to not be able to miss ride during the game, and I think that that was a big mechanical issue that the game had, is that you don't have the ability that you know, can miss a ride and then you don't feel like you can play the game, and I hate that feeling. But now, you know, we have a ride deck, it's 4 cards, so I think you take your grade 0 out of here and put it in, so then your next you ride, so you can only, and the thing is about it, you can only advance ride, you can't like ride your ride from your ride deck anytime, so it's only if you're going to need to advance a grade. So that's really you know, that's really cool. Now, depending on, you know, the ride deck, I know some people have fears of like, oh, well, the ride deck can get broken. Now, the ride deck is only for the Overdress era. It's not going to be for premium. You know, it's not really going to be for premium, or I think even V standard premium. I think it's just going to be for just standard Overdress format, which I think is good. Now, depending on how they make how they make the cards, you know, with effects and whatnot, we'll see how crazy this can get for the ride deck, you know, depending on like what nation you're playing, and again, the effects and whatnot. But you know, all in all, regardless, I still think this is a great thing. It fixes your hand. It actually allows you to mulligan into certain pieces that you want to see, where, you know, you like, yes, I have a ride deck that I can use, you know, if I don't have my ride targets and whatnot, but you know, it's something where you can really mulligan your hand, and then once you see what you need to see, it's fine. You have a ride deck to go from there. So I think that's really cool as far as you know, starting off a game and just being able to complete it, you know, or at least get to be able to do what you want to do. And then the Overtrigger's cool. It's a one of, so you know, the Saki's players at your locals are gonna be using this. The 100 million power to nullify the damage is cool. 100 million power plus an additional effect when you reveal for a drive check. So the additional effect I know is going to be for you know, they're gonna have nation ones, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But this generic Overtrigger that looks like it's going to be in the in this trial decks is going to be cool, and we'll see how, you know, this Overtrigger, you know, expands as we get more into the nation support, when we get more information on that. But I think it's an interesting thing. I know that they introduced like front triggers to the start decks, and like start decks are going to have front triggers and crit triggers in it. I was hoping crit triggers will be phased out of the game, but if they're not, you know, it's whatever. But we'll see how it goes. But this Overtrigger is pretty nice. It's a nice like one of to use, and hey, it's essentially it's like another Perfect Guard, but not really. So I like it. I think you know, if it's nothing that gets too crazy. I know after you use it, it gets, you know, phased out of the game. After, you know, you activate its trigger ability, it gets phased out. So hey, it's cool. As far as the start decks go, all of them look cool. I know a lot of people, you know, like, you know, the Brant Gate because of Tamari's artwork and whatnot. And I am going to be I'm pretty much going to be picking up, I know my brother is going to pick up Dragon Empire and the Dark States. I'm planning on just picking up the Keter Sanctuary, Stokia, and Brant. I think my brother might pick this one up too, but you know, Stokia, obviously I'm picking it up because of Aquaforce, and you know, just, you know, for that reason. Not saying that I'm like loyal to it, and I'll have another video on, because I wanted to do another video on like loyalty towards a nation and things like that, because I feel like this is a chance for you really to reboot yourself now that there's no more clans and it's just nations. You don't have to technically follow it to something else. Maybe a nation has a certain aesthetic that you like to play, like an ancient warrior like I like, or you know, maybe different play styles, whatnot. And this means that when they start creating boss units, you know, it's more or less you're going to be attached / identified, you know, with a certain boss unit, more so than, you know, a clan or even just a nation. If you don't like everything that they put out for a nation, like I'm not a big fan of whatever the start deck boss unit is for Stokia, because I'm not into like the great nature animal, you know, thing. Even though it has elements of Aquaforce and multi attack, I'm just not a fan of that. But you know, again, until we see effects, we'll see. But when they come out with more water like cards, like kind of how we saw in the like little promo video, that would definitely, you know, piques my interest in wanting to really dive into it. But yeah, I'm really just planning on picking up these three. here. Brandgate has like a Chaos Breaker looking unit, so I'm really, and the the Aurora Valkyrie is like, I like that Valkyrie, that angelic warrior, or like I like females, so like the female with the armor, so that's all cool to me. And then the Genesis of the Five Grades is a new set coming out. This looks like the Chrono Jet of Dragon Empire, so we'll see. And we have the product information. Now, we also saw what Persona Writing does, and Persona Writing, I think, is pretty cool. The Persona Write mechanic, so it's a, I don't think it's a mechanic, and again, we'll make another video talking about this, but I don't think Persona Writing, oops, my work headset, I don't think it's a mechanic in which is going to be just super overblown. I actually, after thinking about it, I think it's a pretty balanced mechanic, being that you can only do it 3 times per game. You can't advance your grade through you can only advance your grade through the ride deck, so it's not like you can ride your boss unit turn 3 and then use your ride deck to persona ride into it for the next turn. And the earliest that it activates is on your turn 4, which is like when you ride the same name unit on top of the other, on top of a copy of itself. Basically, your front row gets 10,000 power, and it's kind of like just a continuous thing, but it lasts until the end of the turn. So again, I think it's a decent mechanic. I don't think it's anything power creeping. It is definitely something I feel like, instead of gifts, that's something they could have introduced earlier, but we got a new director, fresh new ideas, so I'm all for it. I don't think it's that bad. Certain clans, depending on what they do, can benefit off of that. We'll see if any extra circles are going to get created, or how multi-attacking is going to work and whatnot, but I think it's a pretty nice mechanic, and hoping that they don't get super crazy to it, where it becomes a broken game mechanic. Though everyone is going to have access to it as long as they have a card with that marker on it. I really hope that that's just not a mechanic that is going to be a game mechanic that's going to be broken by certain abilities that are coming out and whatnot. So we'll see, but so far it's okay. It's a turn 4 ability, so they made it so that on turn 3 isn't as devastating as it is right now. So especially with the way that draws work, like person who goes second draws a card after riding their starter. Person who goes first just draws for turn and then rides and passes. So yeah, but that's all I got for you guys for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will do more in-depth videos on the coverage that we have for everything. I want to definitely talk about the nations and then kind of more into the start decks, but that's been it. Cardfight King, Aqua Life Babe, you already know how it is. I'm gonna bring some Digimon. I will be bringing Digimon content to the channel very soon. I'm probably going to I might record a few videos, or we'll do a live stream of some play testing and whatnot, so look forward to Digimon content as well. Alright, Aqua Life, and we're out. Peace.